Hey guys, welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about how to stop over explaining yourself and why you should stop it. So what I've learned and what I actually discovered from my life was that in situations where I am over explaining myself or over explaining something, it's usually because there's some level of insecurity in the situation that I feel I need to overcompensate more by putting out more information when it's not necessary. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And your girl can articulate this now because I recognize it in my life, and I recognize it in the lives of other people that are close to me. It's like a theme, right? So when you do your inner work and you get rid of the limiting beliefs that you had when you were growing up and things like that, you're going to notice that you don't need to explain yourself to anybody. Now, the caveat here is I'm not talking about not providing more information when it's been requested. That's a different context. If somebody wants you to explain something for them, then of course you explain it. What I'm referring to is when nobody asks you, the situation doesn't call for it, but you feel like you need to explain and add more information and provide more information when it's not necessary. That's what I'm referring to. And again, one of the reasons is insecurity. There's something about that situation that doesn't make you feel secure, and you feel like if I explain it better, if I provide more information, then and only then will I feel secure about it. So yes. Another reason is really it's like a habit too. So the more you do something or the more you repeat something, it becomes you. So if you notice that you are in a type of job where you are telling people about information, right? You are the person that people come to consult, then it can be a lot easier to fall into this pattern as well. So this is another thing to bear in mind. So if you are in a field where people usually come to ask you for information and you are the one that you're the go-to person, then again, you will be somebody that tends to over-explain themselves even when it is not necessary. So another reason why you may be doing this is because you don't believe the thing that you're explaining. Like it's almost like reverse psychology. You don't believe it, and so you feel like the more you try to convince people, then they'll believe it. And the reality is that the more you try to convince and explain something to someone, especially if it was not solicited for, the more resistance they become to the information that you're giving them. The more defensive and pushbacks you're going to get, because subconsciously they know you don't believe it. So why should they believe it? It's this weird dynamics that's playing out between the subconscious mind. And when I learned this, oh my gosh, like it changed things for me, because I could then make the changes to believe the thing that I was explaining first, so that then when I'm talking about it, I don't need to over and add more information thinking that it will make the thing more believable. Another reason, and this is specifically for women, another reason why we do this is because we were brought up that way. Remember when you were young and they're like, where are you going? I'm going out. Where's out? Who are you going to meet? And then they start asking you all these questions and you have to explain yourself for no reason. Well, I mean, we're trying to protect you, but still, you then grow with that, and your friend asks, hey, where are you going? I'm going to this, and should I ask you for that? But it's because you were brought up that way. And actually this ties to habit too, just in a different context. Is if you were brought up in a household where you felt like you needed to always explain yourself for no reason, you will carry that out into adulthood, and you will be explaining yourself for no reason else. So how can you fix this, right? Because at the end of the day, one of the things and one of my desires for you guys who are watching this video is that you start to recognize this behavior so you can feel and be more confident. You don't have to fake anything. You literally become the thing that you are wanting to become. So one of the ways that you can stop this behavior is, first of all, you need to heal whatever thing is causing you to feel insecure. So you're going to do some level of inner work to remove the beliefs that if you don't explain yourself, you're not going to be heard. If you don't explain yourself, they're not going to believe you. If you don't explain yourself, this is not going to happen. There's a script that's playing up in your mind that feels like, I need to do this, so this will happen. So you're going to have to remove that script and throw it away, okay? So that's what inner work means, right? And so once you do that, then it's a lot easier to then take the next steps that I'm going to provide. All right. So after you do your inner work, the next step, and this is especially for women because we have more words per minute. We use more words per minute. So the next step is to talk less. Literally, talk less. Less words, less things. Now, this doesn't mean that you become silent and passive. No, it doesn't. What it means is that you learn to speak more with your energy, because I think it's about 90%, 90 to 95% of communication is nonverbal, right? It's the way you're postured, your gestures, your energy, right? You learn to speak more with your body. You learn to speak more with your energy. I mean, most of the time, that's what people are reading anyways, right? So talk less. And practice this in small situations. Something as simple as ordering a pizza, or I feel like I'm always picking on pizza all the time. I love pizza, but hey. So I feel like, what was this? Yeah. So if you're ordering like a pizza or you're ordering this and somebody asks you, hey, why are you going with this flavor? Don't go into paragraphs about why this flavor is better, unless they ask for that. So make the intention to talk less. Less words, less reasons to use your words. And when you do need to talk and you do need to speak, people are going to listen more because they know that if you're speaking, then you definitely mean what you're saying. Another thing that I wanted to put here and talk a little bit about is that oftentimes, again, I recognize this amongst my female counterparts. Oftentimes, when we go into that explaining mode, depending on the context, it can also come from just feeling like you are not worthy of the thing. And so you feel you need to do more to get the thing. So maybe work a little bit on your self-worthiness. If you're having worthiness issues, you feel like you're not good enough, you feel like you're not worthy of this thing, and you feel like you need to perform just so you can get the thing, because over-explaining is part of performing, right? It's not you, it's your ego that's just speaking. So work on your self-worthiness issues. Know that you're worthy, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, know that you're worthy. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Unless, of course, the situation calls for it, then yes, go ahead and give that genuine, authentic explanation. Another tip that I wanted to quickly mention too is that pick your battles. Pick your battles in the sense that if you're talking to someone and for some reason you're getting the perception that they don't buy into, or they're not convinced, or they don't believe the thing that you're saying, let it go. Let it go. You don't have to then go into over-explaining mode because you feel like that's going to cause them to believe you more. Remember when I said that people start to resist when you're doing something that doesn't feel natural? That's what's gonna happen. So pick your battles and let it go. Let it go. Who cares? Who cares whether they believe what you're saying or not? Say the thing as it is and let it go. Let it go. You don't need the approval of that person to be you. Okay? So remember that. Pick the battles, vet the situation properly, assess it. Is this because am I feeling like I need to over-explain myself because I feel this person doesn't believe? Or genuinely they really don't have enough information? And if that's the case, of course, by all means, provide the information. But if it's your perception, let it go. Those were my tips. This was one of the more passionate videos that I've done in a while. So it was very exciting to create it for you guys. So I hope you learned a thing or two. As always, be empathetic to you as you're doing the change to become a better you. Other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.